Let's go. Welcome all to another episode of Halftime Adjustment. Thank you so much for joining today. It is September 13th, a wonderful Tuesday, and we just had an enormous, crazy day of football this weekend. It was just, obviously it's fantasy football, so nothing is ever going to be what we plan it to be. So there was a lot of crazy stuff that happened. So we're going to dive right in it today, and we're going to get right into the news. But right next to me, I have my best friends. I have Colton McCarley to my right, and then Luis Barraza to my left.
Hey, guys. Welcome back.
So we are going to get straight into the news today. It's a lot to dive into. The most tragic news, though, is that Dak Prescott...
But is it tragic? Is it tragic, though? It's tragic to
It's
y'all.
tragic for us.
It's tragic to Cowboy fans and
fans.
Cowboy Nation.
Honestly, the problem with Dak is that he did not look that great before.
We had it for 3 quarters.
Before he got injured. And that's sad, but, hopefully he'll have a speedy recovery. Jerry Jones is saying that he'll be out for 4 weeks. The original timetable was 6 to 8 weeks, but we'll see how quickly he can bounce back from this. Hopefully it doesn't take too long.
I think they're rushing.
Oh, absolutely.
That wasn't a pun. That wasn't a pun. But no, I think they're rushing that injury. Because, it's his hand.
Yeah.
That's what he threw it. Because that's his... Well, it's not his throwing hand.
It is his throwing hand.
It is his throwing hand.
And not only that, he said he has
It is his
issues
throwing hand.
gripping. So if you don't give this enough time, he's going to have issues gripping the ball, which messes with accuracy, throw power. So, this is not one you want to rush back.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll see Dak at 100%. They don't rush him back. On other injury news, we saw Najee Harris get cleared for week 2. We saw him go out with an injury late in the game, and then so hopefully he'll be back for week 2, and he doesn't have any. He'll be 100%, and that he doesn't have any sort of ailments throughout the game. Another thing that I want to discuss is Etienne and Robinson's usage. Colton, you had very high hopes for Etienne.
I did.
I want you to tell me what happened there.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened here. As I said with the stats of last week, if you remember me saying, there was about a 50% chance that one of these guys is really good and one of them comes back to be bang on average, if not even maybe a shell of themselves. And we saw Cam Akers was a shell of his old self, and Robinson came back to his former glory, and
he looked good too.
He looked really solid. He came back with what seemed to be no limitations. They didn't really have him on a snap count. It was sad to see that Etienne had 2 touchdown opportunities.
And they gave him to Robinson.
No, the Trevor Lawrence one, he missed it. It was sort of like a wheel route where he rolled out to the right hand side. Etienne did, and Trevor Lawrence, he was all over the end zone. Lawrence just missed it by 2-3 yards right over his head. And then after that point, they started just running Robinson out, and he's still young. He's 25 years old, so there's going to be competition there, and this could be a split backfield if he came back and continues to look like he did in week 1. So caution on that end for sure.
Yeah, and I guess on that note, we should talk about Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson as well.
Dude, Cam Akers. I benched Cam Akers right before the game just because I don't know, dude. I had a feeling that he wasn't going to do as well, and he didn't even play. He
barely played. He had only 3 carries.
Yeah, 3 carries
for 0 yards.
Yeah, for 0 yards. He averaged 0 yards.
Well, the good news is for Cam Akers, Sean McVay has come out as of 5 hours ago and said Cam Akers will get an opportunity to prove himself this week. So he will have a shot.
We'll see if he makes that shot because he did not look good on even the carries that he had.
But what does that mean? Does that mean 50-50? Does that mean he's going to a little bit less than 50 and the opportunity he has to make the best of them?
So that's what he said 3 days ago after the game took place. He did say Cam Akers has to maximize his opportunities. That's the only thing he said about it so far.
Okay,
he has to maximize.
That definitely means that he's getting about 20-30% of the workload.
Yeah.
But now he's saying he'll have an opportunity to prove himself. So maybe that goes up a little bit. Who knows?
So definitely keep him maybe in your bench maybe for 2-3 weeks. This is what... I think I told you guys this. I don't recall. Maybe during the week that Cam Akers in week 6 will be your starter.
Yeah, you told us that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cam Akers by week 5, 6, he will be your full-time RB1.
Yeah.
Not saying that Henderson is going to go off the board. They might split carries, but I think Cam Akers will be your number 1. That's my little prediction right there with him.
Well, you drafted him to be your RB2 and RB1, so I think it's a little panicky to see just exactly how they used him. I mean, they didn't really use him that well, so I think it's time to start benching him, I think, for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to keep him benched.
After a goose egg, yeah, you have to bench him.
I'm going to keep him benched, but keep him. Just keep him.
Yeah, don't
Just
sell
keep
him.
him.
Just wait and see.
Just keep him.
Yeah, speaking of things speaking of usage, I should say.
Hyped up players.
Yeah, hyped up players. Damian Pierce, I mean, he really didn't have that much of an opportunity there. Rex Burkhead had like 70% of
the touches.
Yeah, the touches, and
which is, I mean, they came out saying he's gonna be RB1.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah,
so I mean, I know we told you guys, he's the guy, he's your number 1 guy in Houston, but I mean, he wasn't. So
yeah, we'll see what they do. I mean, they Levy Smith has came out and said that they plan on using Damian Pierce a lot more, and that was the original plan, but they relied more on Rex Burkhead. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know if I would start him this week.
I guess you got the same situation as Cam.
Yeah,
just kind of keep him on your bench, just see where it goes. Hopefully later on in the season he'll be your number 1 again, or not again, but just your number 1, like they said he was going to be.
Yep. Alvin Kamara. He did not do that great either. I mean,
he had a bad day.
So
not a lot of opportunity. Like 9 touches, I think, on the day.
Dude, freaking Tyson Hill got.
Yeah.
But we all knew that Kamara was either a hit or a miss. He was a hit or miss, which is only week 1. But hey, we're gonna go off what we see. In week 1, he's a miss.
So what's noteworthy to say about Kamara is obviously he suffered the rib injury in week 1. They're saying it is not significant. He's expected to be okay. But 2 things. They say that, then they went out and signed Latavius Murray. So now you have Mark Ingram, Latavius Murray, and Kamara in this running back room. And they're going against the Buccaneers, who probably have one of the most physical defensive lines. As we just saw against the Cowboys, they bottled up Zeke like it was absolutely nothing. I worry about Kamara's ability to break through and have a successful week 2. He's a guy that I'm sort of
he's fragile
now. He's like a flex play, but it's not what you want when you draft him. Most people drafted him in the high 2nd round, maybe low 2nd round, so he's definitely an RB2 for most players.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't know how you bench him though. Can you really bench him?
It's hard to bench him.
It's hard to bench Kamara. It's like
because he could hit a home run and get 30 points for you. You never know with him.
It's scary.
He scored 5 touchdowns on Christmas Day and scored 50 points for a lot of people.
I do remember that.
He can do that for you. So do you want that on your bench if he does go off? I mean, that's not a guy that I'm going to bench. I have one of my leagues. I'm keeping him in as my one.
I base this going with the football knowledge that I have. I will keep him still.
Yeah,
I will keep him because he's more of a winner than a loser, I guess you'd say. He's way above Cam Akers. He's way above.
Oh yeah, he's proven it.
He's way above Pierce. He has proven it. But like I said, he is a hit or miss. If he hits, he's gonna hit the jackpot. He'll get you 40 points. If he misses, well, sorry. Hopefully your other players will recover.
Yeah. Well, on the injury news, continuing, Elijah Mitchell is going to be out 8 weeks.
8 weeks. That was a hard one.
Sprained MCL. He was my running up the hill for this
last
last week.
He was.
Yeah. And he didn't do that great, so I lost. He's going to miss 8 weeks with a sprained MCL. This looks better for Debo. For sure, Debo Samuel's gonna look better, and then I guess the
you're gonna live to just eat that take, Luis. It's just gonna haunt you.
Yeah, Debo Samuel's gonna look better because he's gonna be the running back. No, I'm just kidding. We'll see how it goes. Continuing, T. Higgins has a concussion.
Hopefully more.
There's not a lot of
opportunity. For Jamar Chase.
Not a lot of news on that right now. Hopefully. His concussion protocol, I think he'll be out this next upcoming week. Jamar Chase is going to be great. So we will see that Jamar Chase show hopefully next week. He did great this week for you.
Oh, he did amazing, yeah.
They're saying that he can turn it around.
Mhm.
There's a possibility that he plays in week 2 against the Cowboys, but it's all very speculative at the moment. So just continue to monitor that. And he could be a great play against the Cowboys. Sort of weak secondary in week 2 here.
Yeah, keep an eye on T. Higgins. Keenan Allen's injury. He has a hamstring injury as well.
Are we surprised by this?
Yeah, he's older, so I mean,
he is older.
It's to be expected to see him get an injury like this. Hopefully, it doesn't linger too long. I mean, he's obviously one of the focal points in that offense, so hopefully he'll be good to go pretty soon. On another hamstring injury, Chris Godwin. You hate to see it. He looks so good. He looks so good whenever he's starting, man. I mean, and against the Cowboys, obviously.
If it's not one thing, it's the next with him when it comes to injuries.
Yeah, no. And so
That's a bummer.
He comes back looking great from an ACL, and then just all of a sudden just comes back with a hamstring injury. So.
But are we surprised though? Because I feel like every year some superstars, a bunch of superstars, get injured. You know, I kind of expected a lot of.
I can't remember a week 1 like this though. This is
I know.
This is.
I remember.
rough.
Was it last year? Last year there was the most injuries, or the year before that? There was like tons of like
It may have been the year before,
starters.
because that's around when Saquon went down. Was very early.
Like,
in
it
the
was,
year. It was 2 years ago.
It was early in the year, and a bunch of like crazy starters like got injured.
Yeah.
And that was, I don't know, it's nuts.
Could be a few years back.
Yeah. So another injury news: monitor George Kittle. He's questionable for this week.
I think he might play this week for sure.
Hopefully he will. But yeah, we'll see. Now that Elijah Mitchell's out, we're gonna need him now on that San
No
Francisco
kidding.
team.
No, yeah, I mean they only had. I mean, I guess the only powerhouses they had were Ayuk and Debo. But I mean, with him being back, I think it will really help a lot.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's your news, and we will continue to move on to this week's recap, and we will start with the Bills and the Rams. Who saw that coming? Where the Rams were going to win?
I saw. Oh wait, that the Rams going to win? Or the
No,
Bills
I mean
gonna
sorry, that the Bills are going to win.
I saw that coming.
I
I mean, it's what the Super Bowl slump, or what do they call it?
Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, Super Bowl hangover. Did like
Yeah.
I didn't expect them to lose by that much. I thought it would be a no-biter.
Yeah,
maybe
honestly.
3 points, maybe the last touchdown. You know, last couple minutes, but no, they got. Kind
I
of
said it
blown out.
last week, and I'll say it again. I think the Rams missed the playoffs completely this year.
This year?
I think they
Yeah.
lost way too many pieces. They're trying to do this thing where they continue to not draft anybody, and they just go grab a superstar every single year, and it's all these superstars are getting old, and Aaron Donald debated retirement as early as May of this year. He was like, I may be done. This guy's heart is not in it like it used to be on the offense. I don't know. This team isn't what they were last year. They put together something special.
I mean,
I don't see it.
For sure, Cooper Kupp is in the ceiling. He's falling down from the ceiling, honestly. Matt.
Maybe not. He had a great game.
He had a great game.
I think he did have a great game.
But
I
Stafford's
think it's the team in general. I don't think Cooper Kupp can bring the whole team.
No, he's not enough.
Yeah,
and
he's not
people
enough.
will key in on that eventually, and he may get you a little bit, but you don't have all the other pieces that were doing it for you last year. Ramsey looked just absolutely torched in
garbage.
week 1.
Yeah,
He got beat by Gabe Davis, and he got beat by Stephon Diggs. He looked horrible. He does not look like the cornerback one we saw last year. So.
So what I don't think it's really of a hangover. I think their ego. They have huge egos right now. I think it's in their heads. They got all these players. Nobody expecting them to win the Super Bowl. Total mind blown team. And I think they're just all that now. I think they think they're all that. They're all that in the bag of chips.
When you win the Super Bowl, pretty much anybody thinks.
Yeah, so I think it's not the hangover. It might be a little bit of hangover too, but I think their ego. I think they're just like, oh yeah, we got this. Dude, debatably the Bills are probably one of the 2 best teams.
They're easily one in my head.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody even comes close to
I think the Chiefs come first.
They're fully built up.
Yeah, I think Bills are just.
I think the Chiefs come
position.
first. Maybe arguably since the Chiefs lost a lot of players, but the Bills number 2 for me.
Okay.
But still,
Pat Mahomes put up 5 touchdowns. You can't.
No, yeah.
I don't hate that take.
But they think that, oh yeah, we're gonna come here, powerhouse, the number 1 or number 2 team, whatever, and boom, they just got swept under the rug.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny. You know,
Yeah.
she just goes to the. You saw his triangle.
I didn't see that.
Is that like an Illuminati stuff?
I think he's the style.
Can we even talk about that?
He's cool. His cool little style that he has there.
His triangle head.
Philadelphia Eagles versus Detroit Lions.
Oh, dude!
Such a good game.
This is the game that I paid most attention to. AJ Brown is hungry. Jalen Hurts look hungry.
Yeah.
All 3 running backs from the Eagles looking extremely hungry. Dallas Goedert looking great. And go to the Detroit side. St. Brown looking good, dude. Charlie looking amazing. Swift, dude. He's looking prime time.
Jamal Williams got 2 touchdowns from Swift.
Both teams
were electric. The only guy who didn't hit was the tight end,
Yeah.
Goddard or Hawkinson. They both had pretty bad days.
Goddard got me 9 points. He did average. He didn't get a touchdown, so that sucks. But both teams were electrifying, dude. I think,
it was a great game.
I think the Lions go to the playoffs.
Dude, the Lions look great.
Yeah, I can see it.
You want the Lions to win. You really want Dan Campbell to win. He looks
They do.
coach.
They do get a lot of bad luck. They have a lot of bad luck.
They have a lot of bad luck. It's so hard to watch too because I feel like every single game they try their hardest and they just can't get it.
So what's the difference between Jared Goff last year and this year? What do you think?
I think talent around him.
Yeah, I think talent around him. I think he's the same Jared Goff, but I think the talent around him is making him better and also the team better.
The team better.
So
I can see that.
And a good coach, as we saw with Sean McVay, Jared Goff led them to a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
It's not like he wasn't. He was good enough to lead them to a Super Bowl. So from a perspective of if you have a good enough coach, he can make the team great around the player. Mm-hmm. So they're putting Jared Goff in a position to win, and hasn't quite worked, but it's trending in the right direction for this roster.
It is.
I'm concerned a little bit about the Eagles and just the receivers of the Eagles specifically. AJ Brown looked dominant, but he didn't get a touchdown. The 4 touchdowns were scored. He had 10 receptions on 155 yards, 0 touchdowns.
It was what? It was 2. It was 2 from Gainwell, 1 from Hurts, and 1 from Sanders, right?
No, it was Sanders, Hurts, Gainwell, Boston Scott. Each had a touchdown.
Boston Scott. Yeah. So each running back had a touchdown.
Each running back, including their 4th running back, Jalen Hurts, got a touchdown.
Yeah, he didn't throw for a touchdown. He didn't throw a touchdown.
I mean, but like I said, I was watching that game pretty much the whole game, and it wasn't like Boston Scott ran a 40-yard touchdown. They were like the 5-6 yard line.
No, I know it. But here, my concern is with Jalen Hurts. He threw 18 completions on 32 passes, 243 yards, but he ran for 90 yards on 17 carries. This is a guy who uses his legs almost as much. He had almost as many rushing attempts as he did completions this game. I don't know if Buddy can take that.
But I think that's his style.
It is his style.
And that's a lot of quarterback styles. And a lot of times they do get hurt, but I mean they usually are careful about it. especially now with the sliding rule.
He wasn't careful about it. If you watch that game, he was not careful about the way he was running. He was running for touchdowns, running for first downs. I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot weird.
But yeah, at the same time, you're not gonna half-ass it if the first yard marker's right there. You're gonna bulldoze your way over.
No, you shouldn't. You have Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, and Boston Scott to do that. He doesn't need to be doing that. There's only one Jalen Hurts. There's 3 running backs to do that job.
Those 2 teams, they're an eye to look for.
They're both very fun teams this year. And I told you that I knew the Eagles were going to be great this year as much as I hate them as a team.
I mean, I think they're going to be great too.
I still think that AJ Brown can be top 5 in receiving this year if they can get him in the end zone a little more.
Yeah, if they can get him in the end zone, if he would have scored 1 touchdown, he would have been probably the number 1 receiver.
Oh man, he's so good, man. He's so. Did you see him just high point that ball and drag 2 defenders for 10 yards? Guy's a beast. He's so good.
On the other side of the ball, DeAndre Swift had 15 carries for 144 yards and 1 touchdown. Nuts.
Good day.
He looked good. Moving on to the Colts and Texans. It wouldn't be a week 1 without a tie, right?
Honestly, to me, it's disappointing. I expected a high-powered offense like the Colts to do way, way better.
Yeah, the Colts, that was pretty shocking to see the Texans keep up with the Colts. And the Colts came back. They had to come back.
Yeah,
They
that's
were
crazy.
down. So, I mean, obviously we went over the Dameon Pierce usage, so hopefully we'll see him more next week. Jonathan Taylor, 31 carries for 161
That's a lot of carries.
Unsustainable.
That's
is what it
Yeah,
is.
that's too many
That's
carries.
a ton of carries.
How many yards is it?
161 yards. And
That's a ton of carries.
That's 527 carries on a year. If he did that,
Jesus.
well, I take that back. They'll have a bye week, so 496.
What's the math, like 5 yards per carry?
It's 5.2 yards
Gosh.
a carry.
That's not good.
So
That's,
it's okay.
It's okay, but that's too many carries.
Yeah, you don't want your. He can't do that.
He's not gonna do
He's
that.
going to get injured.
Yeah.
That's how people get
How you
injured.
get injured right there.
So he's not going to do that every week, but I mean, shoot, who else looked good on that team? Michael Pittman.
Pittman looked great.
Pittman looked
He
good.
looked good. He got 9 for 121 on 13 targets and a touchdown. He looked great. I mean, he looked what you drafted him to be. So
There were 2 receivers that dropped a touchdown pass in the end zone by Matt Ryan that week.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was. I know for sure one of them was Alec Pierce, and I think the other one was Campbell. I'm not entirely sure. I have to go check to see the other receiver, but I know for a fact they showed the replay and they were like, "This game is close, but it shouldn't have been."
It shouldn't
2
have been.
wide receivers dropped in the hands touchdowns from Matt Ryan, so that hurts. That really hurts for Ryan.
yeah, it hurts for Aaron Rodgers too. I know that's. We'll get into that game.
Yeah.
Minnesota versus the Packers. Jeez, what a game! What a terrible game.
The Packers.
Yeah, that was rough.
Okay, so I'm very upset because I have Aaron Rodgers in my fantasy, a quarterback, and he's not a bad quarterback to grab. He's not. I like him a lot, but dude, you see how many drops?
Oh my
Dude.
gosh, there was one play, like I know exactly what play it is too, where Christian, I forget what his last name was, but one of the receivers on the Packers, Aaron Rodgers throws his perfect ball right to him over the shoulder, and like he has blown coverage, and all he has to do is catch it and run into the end zone. And he drops it. He drops it. It's like a 50-plus yard reception, and he drops it.
Dude,
It's like
there were so many drop passes, dude. Like I said, I think there's one in the end zone.
oh
too.
yeah,
Like
Yeah, it was Christian Watson who
Christian
had that.
Watson,
He's
yeah.
a rookie,
Yeah.
so you can kind of expect that. But somebody, I saw a tweet on this, and it was like Christian Watson misses his first and only reception from Aaron Rodgers. He's just gonna write him off after this.
if the receiving core like that stays the same, then for sure the Green Bay are not making the playoffs. And I would definitely say it because of the receiving core. You know, the receiving core is
Yeah, that
awesome.
was ugly. It was a very ugly game.
But the Vikings though, receiving core.
Oh, Vikings.
Yeah.
That JJ.
I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Oh my God.
It's not this receiving core. It's just Justin Jefferson. One guy.
Justin Jefferson is the receiving core.
He's it.
He's the receiving core.
I have no idea how he got so many opportunities there. Justin Jefferson, nuts. 9 receptions on 11 targets for 184 yards, 2 touchdowns.
His best career yardage game he's ever had.
Ugh.
Was
Look,
week 1.
I say this now, boys, and I say this with confidence. The Vikings have a very, very good chance of making the Super Bowl. I think the Vikings will go to the Super Bowl.
Is that your pick? Is that your pick for the NFC? Is the Vikings going to the Super Bowl?
I want to wait till at least week 6.
Okay.
At least like midway, because this is only week 1. You know, like I said, I'm going based on week 1, but I want to get a good flow.
Coward. What a
But
coward.
the way they played, though, they're headed to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The way they played, they're headed to the Super Bowl.
Especially against the Green Bay Packers. It's not an easy team with Jair Alexander.
It's
Everybody
not easy,
thought
yeah.
that he was going to just lock J-Jeff down and in man coverage, and he wasn't on him a lot. It was an interesting day, but yeah, if they continue to do that,
Dude,
they're
Super
going to
Bowl.
be.
Super
And that was
Bowl.
on an off day by Dalvin Cook. Let's keep that in
Yes.
mind. He didn't see the end zone.
Yep.
He rushed for 90 yards on 20 attempts.
Yep.
I mean, that's a bad week for his standards.
It is.
So,
All right, moving on. Panthers, Browns.
revenge game.
Revenge game, right? Baker Mayfield gets rejected by the Browns. Holy crap. Who saw that coming, though?
Everybody saw that coming.
Man, I really thought the Panthers would have won this one with Christian McCaffrey, with all the weapons that they have over there in Carolina. Like you would think that the Panthers could do it
against Jacoby Brissett too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Brissett. It's not like you're going against an elite quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this game. CMC, there we go.
CMC didn't do that much.
He did
No, he did not do a lot. No one did a lot. I mean, Robbie Anderson was their top guy. But give it up to the Browns' run game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, give it up to Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt did great.
No, give it up to Nick Chubb for 141 yards.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's untouchable. That's insane.
141 yards on 22 carries.
6 point yards a carry for his average. You're right. Kareem Hunt did great. He scored the 2 touchdowns. He broke away, but the dirty work, the breaking the down guy or breaking everybody down, that was Nick Chubb, and boy did he do that well.
Well, they deserve the win then. They deserve the win.
Yeah,
they deserve the win.
They really, they put up some dirty yards. And for fantasy relevance, Amari Cooper, just a bad day. I mean, 3 for 17. That's rough.
He's gonna be one of those receivers that gets traded away. I mean, even though this is his third team.
For a 7th this time?
Huh?
For a 7th this time?
I mean,
for a 7th round pick? Dallas traded him for a 5th, so now he's traded for a 7th?
Oh, for 7th round pick? No, I'm saying that Mark Cooper's going to be one of those receivers or just players that get traded to another team and just goes downhill from there. He's going to be no bueno.
Think so?
I think so.
We'll see. Time will tell on that one.
Moving on, 49ers versus Bears. What a soaking mess this was.
Dude,
rain just destroyed everything.
I didn't see this game, but I was kind of disappointed in that loss.
Oh my gosh. On 49ers, it was just Deebo Samuel. That's it.
Yep.
Deebo Samuel was really the only person that did anything on that team.
He could have thrown for a touchdown.
Yeah, so
they gave him the chance.
So how do you feel about Trey Lance? Because I know Derric, you're a pretty big Trey Lance fan right now.
I'm not panicking on Trey Lance right now, only because of the condition that
this was the worst opportunity to try to.
I mean, it was pouring. It was like 13, flooding.
13 for 28, 164 yards.
Yeah, it looks bad. It does.
On paper, yeah.
If you don't look at the condition or the game that they played in,
hey, but come on now, they're professionals, dude. They need to make work in any condition.
Yeah, it's not.
You can't. Yes, it was soaking wet. Yes, but I feel like you're a professional. You should be able to play in wet, snow.
That's true.
Hell.
I am so disagreeing with you here.
Dude, what do you
so disagreeing with you.
They're professionals, but yeah, I disagree as well. I think if Trey Lance had a better opportunity again in like clearer, any quarterback will have the rain. He's going to struggle in the pouring.
You're going to struggle when the elements affect you that much. If I asked you to go play a soccer game in the snow,
I've done it before.
No, hold on. Asked you to play a soccer game in the snow and perform just as well as you would on perfect weather day, you couldn't. It doesn't exist.
Probably better.
No, that's a complete lie.
Luis played JV soccer, by the way.
No, I didn't. I did, but a year and a half of varsity. It's okay. I don't know. I think maybe I'm being too hard on Mr. Lance
You're
here.
way too hard.
But that's no excuse though. That rain is no excuse.
I mean, if you look at it,
it's a total excuse. What do you mean? Look at the other side of the ball. No one scored points.
If Deebo did most of the work,
he ran the ball for a touchdown.
Yes.
He didn't catch it. He ran. So he ran the ball in for a touchdown. On the other side of the ball, Justin Fields, 8 for 17, 121 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. The elements there were not ideal. So that might be a main reason why Elijah Mitchell probably got hurt that game.
am I being too hard?
You're being
I don't think so.
You're being way too hard.
I don't think so.
How dare you?
How much money did they get paid?
You need to be a referee. Did you see what the referees did?
What did they do?
So whenever they went,
They call it a flag.
They called a flag because I think it was one of the 2 teams. I can't remember who it was. One of the 2 teams.
Bears.
It was the Bears. They tried to go take a towel and just pat the ground of where the kicker was about to step because it was flooded. They called an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Bears.
Well, maybe you should have towels on the field, okay?
What do you mean? Tear your ACL. Go ahead. Slip on this puddle here. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, that towel wasn't going to do anything.
They were drying the area. He wasn't going to keep the towel there. They were just drying
No, I
it.
think it was cute, but that towel wasn't going to do anything. It was
You
going
don't
to
know
get
that.
us.
You know
Oh,
what? They need to
man.
install a retractable roof in that
They
stadium.
need to do something. That was a
They played right.
mess.
Kyle,
That should have been a canceled game, is what it should have been. The conditions were horrible. I mean, Justin Fields and the team, whenever they won, decided to use it as a freaking water park afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
They used it as a slip and slide.
They did.
Because they could.
oh, man.
Real quick, Jacksonville versus Commanders. You saw what Carson Wentz did. He looked really good.
He did. He looked really good.
Carson Wentz. He was 27 for 41 for 313 yards, 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
That'd be crazy. 14 touchdowns?
Yeah, the 2 interceptions is one thing that you don't like to see early on because Carson Wentz is known for having a lot of interceptions. So you don't like to see the 2 interceptions. So that's one thing to take away is Carson Wentz looked pretty good. Dolphins versus Patriots. Patriots didn't look that great.
I think Patriots are going downhill.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it.
Patriots are going downhill.
Didn't look great.
I think Mac Jones would be a good quarterback, but I think the team in general we're going downhill.
I think they're going to rebuild. And this is, I saw this on the internet the other day. Somebody said, like, welcome Patriots. This is the first time you've experienced your team not automatically being in the playoffs. Welcome to diversity. This is what it looks like.
Which we got to share.
Tyreek Hill had 94 yards.
Oh, dude, he's
almost 100.
I think Miami, dude. I think Tua looks good. Tua looked good. He looked good.
He looked pretty good. Tua looked pretty good.
Especially with Hill there, dude. I think it's gonna be a good team. I think the Miami are gonna be.
They're fun to watch. They're electric. And the waddle dance is easily the best celebration. The waddle is easily the best celebration.
What's the waddle
The
dance?
fans get
He does the penguin where he like goes side to side.
Oh,
He's like,
Colton's getting up. Colton just, for those of you listening, Colton just got up and did the waddle dance. It looked great.
It's a penguin dance,
The
apparently.
penguin waddle.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited for Tua and the Dolphins, dude. They have great.
That's a fun
weapons,
team.
dude. I'm excited for them.
On the other side, Steelers versus Bengals. Man, talk about
defense.
Talk about a Super Bowl hangover, though.
Talk about defense.
Bengals lose.
defense, my God, you got
Talk
a point,
about
man.
defense, dude.
4 interceptions, 1 fumble for Joe Burrow. I mean, that was rough to watch. But, I mean, he still recovered. He put up a solid outing once he got the interceptions out of his system. And the kickers,
Gosh,
they couldn't get it done.
Nobody wanted to win the game.
No kidding.
Jeez, there was like, what, 3 field goals, third miss?
dude, what if
Nuts.
both of those kickers had each other's team? Because the ratio of fantasy is from 13 to 20 points, like it does on the defense. So once you're over 20 points, you lose more points. But it's like, oh, dude, I don't know.
lose my
No, but the defense came out, dude. What, they got 22 points on fantasy? The Steelers did?
I think 25.
25, dude.
No, it might have been 22. You might be
I
right.
think it was 22.
22. That's a phenomenal outing by them.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, he got 82 yards on 27 carries. Not the best. It's
3 yards.
He can do better. Yeah.
That's rough.
That's tough. Yeah, I think he can do better. But like I said, defense. The Steelers' defense were crushing them.
Yeah, TJ Watt looked great until he
He got his peg. Dude, have you seen pulled peg pictures?
No.
As a touches of pulled
peg
pictures.
No.
PPPs. Dude, it's like it gets like dark and purple.
Yeah, I
It's
believe it.
nasty, dude.
Nice.
So apparently he didn't mess up like the actual tendon in that area, so he doesn't have to have surgery. They're saying it's not going to be that long of a recovery, so he could be back. It's not a season ending, so
That's
great
good.
to hear.
For sure, Jamar Chase did what you expected him to do.
Yeah, Jamar Chase looked good. 10 receptions on 16 targets for 129 yards.
Yeah,
And a touchdown.
he looks great.
He looked great. He looked like what he looked like last year, so
Didn't
you
miss a step.
expected that. Pat Fryermuth looked good.
Who?
On the Pat Fryermuth on the Steelers, the tight end for
Tight end.
the Steelers. He looked
Come
good.
on.
I didn't watch that game.
5 receptions for 75 yards, not bad.
I watched the Eagles.
You watched the Eagles game?
Yeah, I watched the Eagles and Lions game.
But yeah, the Steelers defense looked great. Steelers won by 3 at the end of overtime. I thought it was gonna be a tie, honestly. Nobody wanted to win.
Yeah, no kidding. That was rough to watch.
Moving on, Ravens versus Jets. Who saw the Jets losing? I did.
Everybody.
Everyone saw the Jets losing.
Poor Joe Flacco, his old team.
Yeah, poor Joe Flacco. Lamar Jackson looked good. 17 completions for 213 yards and 3 touchdowns. Only 1 interception. I mean, he looked like what he looked like. Vintage Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I think he looked good. It seemed that Kenyon Drake and Mike Davis Mike Davis had a way less workload than Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike Davis had
they're just not even
two
relevant.
carries, yeah.
I don't think any of them are relevant. Lamar Jackson did turn down an extension from the Ravens.
It's because he knows that, or he thinks
He's betting on himself.
Yeah, that he's gonna
Fully
get
betting on
franchised
himself.
next year.
No, he doesn't think he's going to franchise tag.
That's what I read, that he thinks that he's gonna get franchise tag next year.
Huh.
Why would he wait for that?
I don't know. You ask him.
He probably wants a better deal.
I
think we could see him getting a better
You want me
deal.
to call him?
I saw that it was because he didn't have enough money on the average per year was not enough, and he wanted to be paid more.
He's going for that.
And
Well,
he's
then-
betting on himself this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a smart.
How
play.
many playoffs wins does he have? Y'all know?
Off the top of my head, no.
I don't think he has any.
Look it up.
Exactly. I know he has. I know he has any.
They have
No, doesn't have it in. So why are we gonna pay the man a lot of money?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see.
He's
First of all, boom.
he has one.
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 one for 4 in the playoffs. So that's why you pay the man right there.
He needs to prove it.
Lamar Jackson. He was pretty much the highlight. I mean, other names we could go off of was Rashad Bateman. He looked pretty good.
Devin Duvernay is an name.
Devin Duvernay, yeah, he looked good too. So yeah, keep an eye out on those guys for waivers if you need them. Saints and Falcons. This was closer than I expected.
For real.
This was really
Falcons are
close.
supposed to be one of the worst teams out there.
Young Waku, jeez, best kicker out there, best kicker alive. Young Waku.
Okay.
Jeez, he got 19 points. That's right.
Okay, so is he the best kicker out there, or does the team have always the best positional opportunity for him?
This is what
It
for
could
everybody out
be
there.
Tyler Bass in the Falcons, and Tyler Bass would have 19 points.
The best kicker in the league is Evan McPherson, I think. He has the deepest leg. He's very accurate. If not Justin Tucker, we can always say Justin Tucker.
He was that accurate last week.
Who, Tucker? Or
No,
McPherson? Well, they lost their long snapper. That wasn't his fault.
Okay.
The snap was insanely high.
Okay.
But no, it's
Professionals.
opportunity. It's opportunity. And
No, yeah.
Young Goku
Yeah.
gets the most opportunity because they get into the red zone, get close to the kick a field goal, but they can't punch it in. That's why I have him in every single one of my leagues this year. I think he's going to be phenomenal.
Good job.
And this will continue.
Good job, Paul.
On the Falcon side, Cordero Patterson picked up where he left off. 22 carries for 120 yards and a touchdown.
Everybody just wrote him off.
Yeah, I mean, he's. I mean, honestly, why wouldn't they write him off? He's the oldest running back in the league right now. I mean, he's
Besides Mark Ingram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oldest starting running back.
Yeah, oldest starting running back that gets 120 yards. Michael Thomas looked good for two touchdowns.
MT is back, baby. I said this now because I have him. But
Because
he's
he
back. He's
Can't
back.
guard Mike.
Can't guard Mike. Yeah, he looked good. Jarvis Landry had 114 yards as well.
Good for him.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, honestly, all the Saints receivers look good.
Even Olave got a touchdown.
Olave had a touchdown as well. He
Taysom Hill, the
Taysom
tight
Hill
end,
got a
just
touchdown.
runs it in.
Yeah.
Is he a tight end, quarterback, or running back? He's a receiver too.
He's a tight end. Is his position in fantasy football.
Yeah.
He's an offensive player.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He even plays right tackle occasionally.
And then on the receivers for Falcons, Drake London, pretty much the only guy that stood out. 5 for 74. Not too bad.
That's good though. You're
Too much,
rookie. That's room for a rookie.
but good start. Moving on, we have the Chiefs and the Cardinals. This was a shootout of a game. 5 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes. What a game. 30 for 39, 360 yards, 0 interceptions. What a game for Patrick
Elite.
Mahomes.
So with the Chiefs, I think Juju wasn't doing so well with Pittsburgh's at all. But I think this year with the Chiefs, Juju and Edwards Hilaire are going to do absolutely phenomenal. I think they're going to step up. You know, they got a freaking awesome quarterback. You know, of course they won't want to step up. Those two players are going to go off this year with them.
Yeah.
Number 1 team in the league right now.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he caught what? Did he catch 2 touchdowns or was it?
I think he rushed for one.
He rushed for one, yeah.
And caught one.
Yeah.
He looked good yesterday. Isaiah Pacheco did get more carries though. He got 12. Clyde Edwards only got 7. But
Pacheco got the touchdown.
Pacheco was
got the rushing touchdown.
garbage time.
Yeah, Pacheco was
very
garbage time. Yeah, Pacheco was garbage time. But yeah, Travis Kelce's obviously the top target.
Oh yeah.
And Kansas City. But yeah, in Arizona, Marquise Brown 4 for 43. Meh. 1 touchdown.
James Conner.
Touchdown saved his day.
Yeah, touchdown.
James Conner did only 26 yards for 10 carries. Ugh.
They look terrible completely. They looked so out of place.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray's been playing way too much Call of Duty. He did not study enough film.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, the only thing that saved James Conner was that touchdown. But yeah, not much on that side. All right, Luis, I want to hear you.
Oh, I've been waiting for you to say
New York
that.
Giants versus the Tennessee Titans. Let's hear it. I know you've been bragging about your New York Giants.
They're back, baby. They're back. This is all you. What did Cowboys fans say? This is all you, baby. This is all you.
Sorry.
This is all you. Hey, the Giants look great versus the Titans. The Titans kicker missed the field goal, but they should have won. Who cares? They came back from a 13-point deficit.
Yeah, it was 13-0.
13-0. They came back. Saquon Barkley.
The team on his back.
Dude, Saquon, his name is Quads. His best friends call him Quads.
Yeah.
And Quads Barkley just ran that team.
He rubbed it.
He rubbed it.
He outdid Derrick Henry. He had 18 carries for 164 yards and a 2-point conversion and a touchdown. 9.1 yards a carry.
Dude, that's amazing. Saquon is back. I think he looks young again.
He looked good.
He's only 25. He could have 3 or 4 more elite years if he is fully back and healthy.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, 17 for 21 with 188 yards. Average for a quarterback, decent. 2 touchdowns. Sterling Shepard looked really good. 2 receptions for 71 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. He got behind the defense a lot, behind the safeties, and took it home.
Yeah, I am concerned about Sterling Shepard's targets though. He only had 4 targets. It's kind of low. But,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's the Saquon Barkley show over there, but he did. He really did only get 18 carries though. So if you think about it like that,
there's not a lot of touches on his body. He's just phenomenal with the touches he gets, and that's what's so great.
He makes the most out of his touches.
As I said, Jonathan Taylor with 31 couldn't even have the day that Barkley had.
Yeah.
I think the Giants finished second in the division. If not,
They're back.
If they play the way they play right now, I think
Giants fan. You don't think they're going to be first?
I mean,
How dare you?
The Eagles are looking so good. Eagles
did look phenomenal.
Giants are back. Okay, Giants are back. Maybe not a Super Bowl run, but definitely
They look good.
conference.
Maybe we'll see.
Conference.
On the other side of the ball, Derrick Henry, 21 for 82, not great. 3.9 yards a carry. He didn't look that great, but I mean, he didn't look bad. It just didn't look great. He had kind of a Dalvin Cook like game.
Yeah, that's a good comp.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, you see all the heart that the Giants had at the end of that game, going for that 2-point conversion. They look good. So, all right, Raiders versus Chargers. Real quick, we'll dive into this. Justin Herbert finished 26 out of 34 for his completions, 279 yards and 3 touchdowns. Looked great. Austin Eckler, not that great. He didn't have that great of a game this week. 14 carries for 36 yards. That's terrible. 2.6 yards a carry. On the other side, Devontae Adams, nuts, picked up where he left off. 10 receptions for 141 yards.
Waller.
Yeah, same with
Yeah,
Waller.
Waller
Waller got 73 yards.
79.
79. 79 yards, yeah.
Adams doesn't
He
need
had an okay game.
Adams doesn't need Aaron Rodgers. Just give him the ball.
Adams doesn't need Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers needs Devontae Adams.
Clearly, yeah.
Moving on, Dallas Cowboys versus Buccaneers. I don't even really want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys right now.
The only team to not score a touchdown in week 1, Dallas Cowboys.
Terrible. They looked terrible before Dak got injured. Brett Maher.
They looked better after he left.
They did.
Cooper Rush
They
was
were
actually
completing
playing down
more.
the field. I was like, what? Where the hell is this?
They completed more passes with Cooper Rush. Brett Maher, the kicker for the Dallas Cowboys, was the player of the game on that team.
MVP, baby.
MVP.
The only person.
After we cut him and brought him back.
Yeah, after we cut him and brought him back, he was the best player on the team.
Fournette kind of surprised me a little
Yeah.
bit. He went 21 for 127 yards,
Yeah.
6 yards per carry, which is alright. He's average.
Pretty good.
Yeah, good day for him.
Yeah, he's alright.
Zeke, on the other hand, did not do great. 10 for 52, 5 yards a carry. I mean, it's
Oh,
not
but
bad.
he had the coolest helmet on the field. And that's all he
Oh,
cared
yeah.
about.
The
Yeah,
Lions,
it's cool.
the freaking
Oh,
Lions.
man, did he look good. Did
My
y'all see
guess-
that picture of the Power Ranger? With Zeke looking like a Power Ranger?
That's funny. Mike Evans was looking good too. 5 receptions for 71 yards, 1 touchdown.
Man, he caught that one-handed
Oh
touchdown.
yeah,
pass.
dude, that was
Nuts.
nuts.
Looked so good.
Tom Brady, rushing yards -1.
I'm sorry. That's good for Tom Brady.
Good day.
He's negative to start the season.
It's time to panic on CeeDee Lamb. He did not look great, even with Dak there.
Yeah. He had 11 targets, though. Or was it 11 receptions?
No, he did not have 11 receptions. I don't know.
No, it was
if he-
11 targets he
Yeah,
had.
he had 11
He
targets.
had 2 receptions. Yeah, 2 receptions.
That's insane. He had the looks, but man, did he have an off day.
Yeah,
Unacceptable.
There were all the passes that were thrown in were extremely inaccurate. It looked like. I mean, what can you expect from him? So, yeah, CeeDee Lamb. I would panic a little bit about him because that's not what you got.
Still keep him though. Still keep him as your starter.
Yeah, keep him. I know you're starting him. You drafted him to start him. So.
Yeah, he's a second-round pick. You have to play him, but my gosh, looked ugly.
All right, last but not least, Seahawks versus Broncos.
Oh, that was
Who
a
saw
good
that?
game.
Yeah, that was a
What a
really
fun
good
game. Really fun
Man.
game, Luis. Did you have fun watching that game?
Nope. I hated that game. Good game, but I hated that
Oh
game.
man, okay. Backstory to this: Colton McCarley only needed 20-ish points to beat Luis in our fantasy league. He has Javonte Williams
And
and the Denver defense, and they do exactly that on the last few minutes of the game.
Yes, the last few
Williams,
minutes.
6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Dude,
Javonte Williams catches one pass in our PPR league and just laughs.
But the thing is that he caught like 6 or 7 little
Yeah.
2-yard
there's no
passes.
passes.
Yeah, for
And
no
that's what-
game,
for-
like
yeah,
a
for no
loss,
game,
it
for-
doesn't matter. It's still a point.
That's the joy of PPR right there.
Stupid.
Gotta love it.
Russell Wilson throws for over 300 yards. I don't think this loss is on him. I think it's on the coaching staff over there. They should have went for fourth down. You drafted Russell Wilson to do these things, but traded for Russell Wilson. He had 340 yards on 29 completed passes and a touchdown.
That's actually not a bad day.
That's a really good day
Yeah.
for Russ. He looked good. So if he would have got any one of those, so there was 2 opportunities that they had on the goal line, and both opportunities were fumbled by Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. So
That's crazy, right?
yeah, that sucks.
I saw somebody posted on Twitter. They're like, "This is why you don't run it on 4th and 1."
yeah. So
On the 1 yard, and that's the same thing Seattle did.
But he passed
decided
it.
to pass
Yeah, so is it like a curse of Russ or what?
it. Russ is just no good on the 1 yard line.
yeah, Russ is just no good.
Just put the back of it.
This is the time where he should have passed it.
Right,
He
yeah.
should have passed it here. All right, that was your week 1 recap. Let's dive right into King of the Hill. We have a lot to discuss here. Our new King of the Hill for running back is Luis's pick, Saquon Barkley.
Let's
Luis
go.
won this week, so he has.
I was
3
talking
points
so
for
much
the week.
crap last week.
No, it wasn't. I said it was a good pick. I said it was a good.
Of course it was Saquon, dude.
Of course it was Saquon.
Put the team on his quads.
man.
It's put the team on his quads, not in the back. His back doesn't have that much muscle.
Yeah, so Saquon is the week 1 King of the Hill for running back, and for wide receiver, Justin Jefferson stays on top. He had the most points, so he was our unanimous King of the Hill last week, so he stays on top. Luis, it's time to go over your Prince of the Hill for running back.
So my new prince will be DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, that's a great pick.
I like him. And then for I guess running up the hill is Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders for running up the hill.
I think Miles Sanders could possibly end up on top.
The whole Eagles squad looked pretty good. I will agree with you on that. DeAndre Swift, there's a lot to like about him too, especially going up against the Commanders. You didn't see much of Etienne and Robinson against the Commanders, but I mean, this is DeAndre Swift. It's a different.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of him for sure.
Yeah, I hear you there. I feel you. Colton, what about what's your Prince of the Hill this week?
I'm going to go with Joe Mixon this week. I think he has a great opportunity against Dallas. They're very banged up. They've lost Jaron Kearse. Their offense is going to be off the field a lot, which is going to give the Bengals an opportunity to strike early and often, and that means garbage time. And garbage time means touches for Joe Mixon. I think he has great opportunity to run up and down this field as long as they can contain Micah Parsons long enough.
And they play within Cincy, right?
I don't know. I think it's a Dallas Cowboys game. I think they're playing at home. Yeah. Which, by the way, I saw you can get tickets for like $37 to this game with Dak Prescott out.
You want to go?
Maybe, honestly. My running up the hill pick is going to be Antonio Gibson. I think. Oh yeah, he looked really good in week 1. He put up a pretty good performance, and he's going against the Lions. And as we just talked about, they gave up a ton of rushing touchdowns. They gave up 4 rushing touchdowns to 4 different players. They don't have that necessarily over at the Washington Commanders, so I think a lot of the workload could go to Antonio Gibson. He could end up with a 3-touchdown day and a lot of receiving yards. I think he has a lot of opportunity to end up as number 1.
Yeah, he didn't play surprisingly bad last week. I think we're going to see more from Antonio Gibson this week.
He had over 100 yards on the day combined, rushing and passing.
Yeah. So
did really good.
All right, my Prince of the Hill this week for running back is going to be Jonathan Taylor. This is easy for me.
Of course it is. The guy with 31 touches.
Come on, 31 touches. I mean, he finished as the second over. He finished right behind Saquon Barkley, but he did have 31 touches. So I think it's going to be Jonathan Taylor this week going up against Jacksonville. I mean, that's not too hard of a task to do.
I mean, I didn't think
I'm playing the easy game this round.
I didn't think the task would be too hard against Houston, but I mean, it was tough.
True.
Yeah, for sure. So look for Jonathan Taylor. That's my Prince of the Hill, and my running up the hill is AJ Dillon this week.
I like that pick.
AJ Dillon against the Chicago Bears. If it rains again, then you're gonna see a bunch of running.
Chicago.
I like AJ Dillon this week. I think both him and Aaron Jones are being utilized really well here. I think Aaron Jones might be involved in the pass a little bit more, but I do think AJ Dillon will see the bulk of the touches on the ground. So yeah, that is my Prince of the Hill this week. Moving on to wide receivers for King of the Hill, Luis, who do you have as your Prince of the Hill for wide receiver?
I got
Let's start by saying Justin Jefferson is remaining as...
Justin Jefferson's still on top. He finished as the number 1 wide receiver this week.
I think this week, T. Hill with Tua. I liked them last week. I think he'll do great again.
Tyreek Hill
and my run up the hill will be DJ Chark.
Against the Washington Commanders.
El Chark.
Yeah.
The Chark.
El Charco. Colton, who is your Prince of the Hill for wide receiver?
I'm going to go with Devontae Adams here.
Okay.
I think he has a great opportunity. He's clearly getting the targets. I don't see how you stop him.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw that route that he just exposed the Chargers cornerback on, but he just ran a double move and had 10 yards of space on anybody.
Was the one that he did a spin move?
Yeah, and the DB went flying up the field and he cut to the left and it was nowhere to be found. He's just so phenomenal and he's clearly getting all the looks over there with the Raiders and Derek Carr. So I love the guy.
And it doesn't hurt that he's going up against Arizona where Patrick Mahomes just threw 5 touchdowns.
Yep, if there's a team you want, it's Arizona. They didn't look too hot.
That's a good pick. I like the pick.
And Luis, I'm surprised by your running up the hill because my running up the hill is Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I think is he's going to have more targets. I think he has more opportunity and a better connection. Chark is good, but I just think St. Brown has more opportunity in the same offense.
You know what? I think he does as well. But at the same time, I think because, which we just discussed about this a lot, St. Brown's your number one receiver. They might target him more, or they might target him a little less because he's double covered, this and that. Because he's not a big guy. You know, he's kind of small.
Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Yeah, he's not the biggest guy out there, dude. He's really skinny. For a receiver, for like your receivers that you're seeing,
he's pretty big. I think he's pretty big.
I think he's not that big, honestly.
He's middle of the pack.
I mean, he's 6 foot. That's he's not Julio Jones big, but he's
Oh no, I
AJ Brown.
I think
AJ Brown. He's not a freak of nature. You're so right on that. He's not a freak of nature by any means. He's not 6'5", 240 or something crazy.
But I think they might double cover him and
that opens up for Chark.
Opens up for Chark.
You're going for the home run with DJ Chark.
Yeah,
you're going for those deep ball passes and those like huge
3 touchdowns for on 4 receptions or something.
40 yards.
Yes.
Yeah,
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Derric, what about you?
My Prince of the Hill for wide receiver is Cooper Kupp. You know what? I went the cheap way. I went the cheap way.
Went
Cooper Kupp versus Atlanta. That's a juicy matchup for the Rams. I think they're going to be hungry and they're going to understand what happened and what went wrong against the Bills. I mean, obviously going up against the Bills week 1 is a very hard thing to do, and I think this matchup versus Atlanta is going to just keep Cooper Kupp at the number 1 spot. So I think he'll be the king of the hill next week. He has been Prince of the Hill this week. My running up the hill is going to be Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk is my running up the hill versus the Colts. I just love the connection that he has with Trevor Lawrence. He looked really good this last week. So he will be my Prince of the Hill. So that was our King of the Hill segment, and we will move on to our waiver wire ads. Luis, let's take it away.
So just a little quick ads. A lot of quarterbacks, pretty much very positional. Players have no injury. See Dak with his injury. So for quarterback, a good pick would be Carson Wentz. Good pick for him. He looked great week 1. I think he can continue on his greatness. Yeah. For a good running back pickup is also Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson will be a good pickup.
With the Elijah Mitchell news that he will be out for 8 weeks, definitely look for Jeff Wilson.
Yeah. You have to have an early claim to probably get this guy, but if you can, he's going to have the opportunity at the very least.
Yeah, you're definitely looking at spending a good amount of fab on Jeff Wilson, maybe around the $20 mark.
I have a buddy who's spending $60 on him just to have the opportunity. And it's 12-man leagues, it's a little deeper. But
why not? I mean, Jeff Wilson is definitely going to be the starter over there. He's a really good running back ad for waivers this week.
So that's a good running back ad if you guys want to pick him up now. Because I know waivers start either today or tomorrow.
By the way, he went to University of North Texas.
Oh, hey, shout out, Ben Green.
Yeah.
I went there. We went there.
I didn't go there.
You did go there?
No, I didn't go there.
You just stayed over there?
I just chilled over there. Yeah.
Cool. Just hung out. We just hung out. A good receiver pickup is DJ Chark.
Of course you think so.
Like I said, he's a really good number 2 / to me number 1 receiver out there. I mean, St. Brown's going to catch the majority of the passes, but DJ could be your sleeper. We got 3 people on St. Brown open. Gets us open at the post for a 50-yard touchdown. Will be Chark. And for tight end, we got Gerald Everett.
Yeah, Gerald Everett looked good. He's got a great quarterback throwing him the ball, and
he could have a potential like a better target share this week with Keenan Allen out. There's more opportunity for target share there.
So those are your quick pickups, guys. If y'all need any help, I know George Kittle. He's still questionable, so he'll be a good pickup. Dak also being out, a couple of receivers and running backs here and there. Just maybe flex them, maybe just keep them just in case.
Yeah. So
you don't win your leagues in the draft. You win them through the waiver wire and trades.
Yes, you do.
We're going to try to help y'all win your leagues here, not only through the draft as we did in the first few weeks, but through every aspect of the game.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that was our week one waiver wire ads. I think that will do it for us today, everybody. We appreciate you following us and listening to us on our podcast journey. Thank you so much for joining us, and make sure you follow us at halftime_80J on Twitter. We are also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But I really appreciate everybody joining us this week, and we will see you guys next week. Later.
Bye-bye.